see
Okay.
people joining and being able to say hello. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, we're
Hello.
live. We're live, Bhante.
Yeah.
Hello, and
Yeah.
welcome to season 8 of the Magenta Show. I have got Honorable Dr. Bhante Saranapala on set.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, Moira. Oh, thank you, dear friends, for joining us. And this is going to be such a wonderful and productive discussion.
Absolutely. So let's do a bit of housekeeping. So for those of you tuning into the Magenta Show for the very first time, you can see here on the table, there's a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3 empty bottle. And what will happen is at the end of the show, Bhante, myself, and one of the guests who's sitting in the studio behind the scenes has picked a color bottle to help give you a colorful, blessed message for the upcoming week. So just feel if you're drawn to 1, 2, and 3 and pop that into the comments box, please.
Yeah.
And just as we started here, we're really having our first color conversation because, Bhante's in his orange and we've just sprayed ourselves with some
It's
orange.
my color. It goes in mine.
He's got the bliss color here. All right. So, for those of you who don't know what the Magenta Show is all about, I started the show in 2017 under a TV network banner, and you remember Sarah De Felice.
Yeah.
And actually, Bhante came and opened up season 2
Uh-huh,
of that show. That's the first time I met you 2 years
That's right.
ago.
Yes.
Yes, it was an incredible meeting, and you invited me to your temple in Mississauga, and we've built up a connection and a relationship since then. So I want to just welcome you and thank you so much for coming to open up season 8.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me back at your studio. And
You're actually a record holder, do you know that? He had 3,900 views on that episode.
Yeah, well, there will be more now.
There will be more now. All right, so you guys, we've got to break a record here, okay? Because Bhante is going to be sharing his movement that he started 3 years ago that is now going international. We want the world to know what he's doing and his mission, and we're going to teach you and share that with you on this episode, as well as get to know him just a little bit personally.
Yeah.
Kind of sometimes I wonder, what does a monk get up to in his quiet time, right? So I'm going to be grilling him on a few of those questions.
Gently. Kindly.
He's already teaching me. So please share this show. We'd be so grateful if you shared. If you shared it, it gets to a wider audience beyond our Facebook friends and community that we have. So that's what you have to do. Share. Pick 1, 2, and 3. Pop it into the box. All right. Let's have a look at who said hello to us. Shannon has joined us. Shannon's a producer who's working
Shannon.
behind the scenes. Hello, darling. Navnish Kaur. Navnish actually saw you speak at the Power of Collaboration event.
Yes,
She was there with her beautiful family.
Yeah, she also wrote a book.
That's right.
Called Mindful.
For the children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mindful Be.
Yes.
Be mindful.
Be mindful. We remember, Navdish. Wonderful. Congratulations on your book. And Joanne and Zara has also said hello and said many blessings.
Yeah.
And we want to send you
greetings.
blessings. We know Mom's in hospital, and you please let us know after the show how Mom's doing. We'd love to know. All right, give us a message after the show. Aurelia in Denmark has chosen. She's picked number 2. And Shannon's also picked number 2. Oh, that's interesting. Navnesh number 1. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. So share. Pick your bottles and join in the conversation here today. All right. So I'm going to kick right off because I think the important message that we need to let our audience know today is that you are presenting your third, and this is amazing, your third symposium.
Yeah. Third Kindful Canada Symposium.
Kindful Canada. Can you imagine a Kindful Canada? But wherever you are in the world, Kindful country. That would be amazing, right? Okay.
Well, everybody's talking about Canada, by the way. It's always Canada that brings something positive.
Yes. And creates movement for wellness and environmental consciousness and peace. Yeah.
So I love this country, by the way. Canada is an amazing country, and we are so blessed to have this nation, this country, this environment. We are protected from natural disasters,
Everything stops at the lakes. Nothing crosses over.
And Canada has been always nice, very kind and generous. So sometimes people ask, I have spoken to many people about this, Canada Mindful and Kind Nation. And they are saying, Bhante, Canada is already kind.
Yeah.
So why do you want to make it kind? I said, well, I know.
Yeah.
I know Canada is kind, but make it kinder, maybe the kindest country in the world. And also, always remember, Canada is a kind nation.
Yes.
There's a difference between Canada kind nation and always being mindful.
That's right, because without the mindset change
Yeah.
and without those choices we make, the kindness could just be dormant inside of us. So when Bhanta and I was speaking this morning, I said to him that one of the things I find very frustrating, and I know that a lot of the coaches and mentors and community leaders out there have, is we all have a lot of ideas about being kinder. We all have a lot of ideas about how to change the world and make a difference. But not many people actually take action because it's a choice you make. It's a mindset choice you have to say, I want everything to be kinder in my world. What can I do to make it kinder?
Exactly.
Because now you're just making a wish and waiting for something to turn up. You
Yeah,
have
wishful
to take action.
thinking is one thing and action is another.
Yeah.
So...
what made you take action? You think about it, you're going, okay, first of all, working past Canadians, they say, hello, we're kind already. Well, who do you think you are? A monk telling us that we can be a kindful nation. We're already the kind country.
Yeah.
But what made you... What was it? You're a monk.
Yeah.
Hello, we got a monk in the set here, right? You're a monk. You've got duties in your temple, and you have a service commitment to Buddha. And here you are creating symposiums and letting people know about kindful mindfulness.
Yeah.
Why did you do it? What made you take action? What was it that you decided to not just make it a wish, but to put it into reality?
Well, Moira, I can talk a lot about this concept. I have been doing in a soup kitchen for a long time. Like I remember since I came to this country in 94, and in 1995, I formed a youth group.
Yeah.
And I wanted young people to become kind, and at the same time, through kindness, to bring something positive in the community, in the nation, in the world. And of course, young people, these are young minds, beautiful minds, but sometimes the wrong things, could destroy their beautiful mind.
Yes.
So, and also, I don't like to preach to the people. By the way, as you know, I'm a Buddhist monk. This is my personal lifestyle. I have a goal. That's why I put this uniform on. But as a Buddhist monk, I'm not here to convert people.
Yes.
You be whoever you are. I don't want you to become a monk.
I don't think I do well.
I don't want people to become Buddhist.
Yes. Yeah.
But I recognized we are human beings. No matter what spiritual tradition, faith tradition, cultural background we belong to. We are human beings.
We are human beings.
As human beings, we have a lot of beautiful qualities, virtues.
Yeah.
And two of them are mindfulness and kindness. Like, I have these two beautiful qualities. You also have these beautiful qualities. And Michael is there in the background, and Jenny is there. They also have these beautiful qualities. And we all have these beautiful qualities.
Yes.
And so when I invited young people, these are not just, the Sri Lankan Buddhist youth. These are the youths who belong to different communities, different countries, but born here in this country.
Wow.
Okay? And at the beginning, I had difficulty bringing young people to one place. But I believed in this because I have done this in way back in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Like every Sunday, we call it Kiridana, the gift.
Kiridana.
Kiridana,
Yeah.
gift of milk. Meaning, we would visit the hospitals, like cancer ward and children ward and pregnant ward and other wards, and we would make a special tea with milk, rich tea, and also we would have some rich cookies. So all these young people would go there and they would enjoy it, and they really enjoy making the tea and distributing the tea and cookies to the patients in different wards. And so through that action, I believe, is based on generosity, giving.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Giving.
Yes.
And also that giving is based on loving kindness. The love, compassion. Meaning you're caring for others. You have recognized the people, who are going through some physical, emotional turmoils in their life, and you're doing something to alleviate their physical and emotional pains. And through this kindful action, I have seen the change in young people's life. They have become better, happier, healthier, and also they look forward to every Sunday.
Because I remember when, as a young child, when leaders in my community influenced me to do something for somebody else, that feeling that you get when you see you've made a difference to somebody, you've put a smile on them, you've made them forget their pain or their trouble just for that moment. That feeling can be quite addictive. It really can, because that feel goodness that you have an impact on somebody else's energy, somebody else's their state of mind. And touching. Touching is so important, isn't it? We were talking about how you work with people who are contemplating suicide, and they're really on the brink, and you do beautiful interventions. And what I know about people I've worked with in that arena is they've stopped being touched. People don't touch them anymore. They're so disconnected from life and from people that all the excuses and reasons they need to then go, okay, nobody really wants me. But touching somebody is so important, isn't it?
It is very important. You have to touch people with this compassion.
Yes.
This word compassion has a deeper meaning, although we use the word compassion. But what really means is passion for the community. It's called compassion. Now, so you're passionate about community. So
passion is energy, right?
Yeah, it is energy.
Okay, right.
It's a caring, and others caring. Like
you
love, you like the community.
Do you know what I learned about compassion in teaching it is that it's a choice you can make. And when you've made that choice, that's when that little addiction, and you want more compassion, you want to act more compassionate, you want to receive and give more compassion. Because that feeling, it just puts you on such a high. It's amazing energy.
Has a deeper meaning too. Let's say, I can give you a typical example. So when the little baby cries, what happens to the mother? Mother rushes,
drops everything and rushes.
And if a baby is about to touch the flame, the fire, then what happens to the mother?
Straight away.
Straight away, the heart begins to throb. So let's say here's this is the table. We put keep the baby on the table. Now, baby is right on the edge. Maybe baby might fall. when you see the baby on the edge of this table, as a mother, what do? You just rush.
You will rush.
You just grab the baby.
Yeah.
Now, why?
It's natural. It's part of who we are.
Yeah, it's because we have that natural the compassion, the love, and just like the mother who has so much love and compassion for her own child or children, we also have to have the same amount of love and compassion for all people.
All people and ourselves.
Yeah.
I would love it if our audience could be popping into the comments box. If you pop stuff in the comments box, guys, it gets out. It gets out. You want to be doing this. Please let us know 1, 2, or 3 of your pick for the week for a color message from Bhanta, myself, and Jenny Kim, who's our guest here on the set in the background.
Yeah.
Shannon says, "I love that. Community plus passion is compassion." Please, if you love that, would you put some hearts into the comments box? Let us know that you're understanding this conversation about compassion.
Yeah.
So, if I go back to what I was asking you earlier, Bhante, when I said, "So what? You're a monk. You have your own commitments."
Yeah.
And for anybody who's just recently joined, I'll just summarize where we're at in the conversation. And I said to you, what made you present a symposium? And you're on your 3rd annual symposium, and you're bringing great minds and leaders and experts in their field to come and talk about kindfulness and mindfulness. And I asked you, well, what made you take action?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you just told me it's because you have compassion.
Yeah, compassion.
That's the answer, right?
Yeah, compassion. I have seen people, as I said, I told at the beginning, I can expand on this movement in so many ways because I have a lot of experiences. I have been doing community work and teaching meditation to the public for 23 years. I just finished 23. This is my 24th year, by the way.
Wow, 24 years of service. My goodness.
It's just, it's still, you have seen, like, the pictures of my Sharing is Caring program.
Yes.
Like how I take all these young people to downtown Toronto and walk on the street with the care packages.
And in the dead of winter, I have to say that you must look aside. I actually think we have a photograph of you to show the audience where you have to really go and dress up.
I do that in that month, January, February. There's a reason for that.
It's important that time of the year. Please,
because in December, right? There are many communities who go and do their kind deed, the act of generosity for the homeless people in need, because it's the Christmas season.
Yes.
And after that, they are forgotten. So I'm also being mindful. They also need more help in January, February. Yes. So I do it in January and February.
Yeah.
So,
and that's actually when it's the coldest here in Canada, and I'm married to an amazing man, Paul, and he has this incredible generous heart. He's actually watching us now.
Oh, okay.
And I remember we were walking down the city of Toronto one day. And you know how people on the city, there's somebody lying on the floor in a bundle of rags or a sleeping bag, how the homeless are like, they just step around them and walk around them. Yeah. But this one particular man, his arm or his leg was kind of off the pavement in the road where the cars were going, and I looked at it, and as I was approaching, I was thinking, I just want to go lift his arm. But in front of me, my husband was talking with some friends. We were touring the city. He was in front. They went on, he stopped, he turned around, he went and he helped this man, and he shook him and said, "Are you all right? Are you okay?" Yeah. And he moved him, and my heart just, it went like that. Yeah. Because I chose a good husband. Mm-hmm. Just bragging about my husband here. But that is the compassion, isn't it? Yeah, and that is the care. It's don't just walk by. Yeah. Stop and take action. Do something. This is your community. Yeah. And it's not just and I love what you said about how we're all humans. Yeah. The community isn't your community in your church or your temple or your family. Your community is every human being on this planet.
Well, I have seen the real joy of giving kindness and with generosity. Yeah. Like when those people in need see you with a bag full of items. And when you give them some money, of course, sometimes people say, why do you have to give money? But the beauty is I have people, I have friends and devotees who actually really support me when I do this kind of thing. And so when I give $5 in addition to that care package, which is worth close to $200, when they see this, you can see the joy.
Because they have a choice.
Smile.
They get a choice with that $5,
Yeah.
They can do with that $5 what they want.
Yeah. So now imagine you bring joy.
Yes.
To
and that,
someone.
Yes.
That is the best service, the best thing you could do for the community. And this reminds me of the saying of His Holiness Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. They're saying, your joy, your happiness come from doing some meaningful deeds. Like for others.
Hashtag your.
Yeah. So do something for others.
Do something for others.
If you really believe in your in happiness, you have to do something meaningful for others.
Yeah.
It's very important. So this kindfulness is also be mindful. Always be mindful. The real joy and happiness come from doing something meaningful for others. Of course, including yourself. First you. That's what we are saying. Kindfulness. Be mindful to be kind to yourself. Be mindful to be kind to others. And also, to make it simple, be mindful to care for yourself first.
But that's important because if you're not strong, how can you be helping others?
And at the same time, be mindful to care for others.
Yes.
Now imagine we continue caring for one another, showing kindness to one another, and we can build a real community, a happy, kind, gentle community, the nation and the world.
And something has just popped into my head here. I want to share it with the audience. I'm sitting and listening and feeling Bhanta's energy and this compassion and joy and this lovely energy washing over me. It's just incredible. I hope you can feel it through the camera because, it's just amazing. But I'm just thinking that, several years ago, we would not have had an audience wanting to listen about a subject on kindfulness.
No.
Isn't it? Hasn't the world changed? That because I've watched the people who come to your symposium.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I exhibited at the symposium last year. The first year I was an audience. Last year I exhibited, and everybody came to our table that we had, and was just none of them came to sell me anything and to give me. All of them came to me and said, what can I do for you? Who are you? Tell me more about who you are. The whole energy of the following that you have is all about service and wanting to make a difference and wanting to express compassion.
Exactly.
And that is because of the energy that you're giving out and the intention you have.
Yeah.
But it's also fascinating how the world has changed. This is, you can do an exhibition and a symposium on being kindful.
Yeah, well, this is like, as I said, I do this kindful work every day, at least one person.
Well, you're very kind to me today and my team here being on the show, so we thank you. You've really done your kindness.
Well, as you know, I do spiritual counseling. So at least one or two people are coming to see me. So I'm being kindful to give at least half an hour, 1 hour to these people. And then I do this kindful work every week and every month. So as I continue doing this daily, weekly, monthly, annually, I organize this Kindful Canada Symposium to create a greater impact or create a bigger awareness in the nation. It's not just me. This is in African language, there's a word called Ubuntu. I don't know
Yes,
whether
we
you have
know. Yeah, we have
Ubuntu.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and President Nelson Mandela always talks about that too.
Yeah, Ubuntu. It's Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. So that means we have to go together.
Yes.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
We all are human beings, no matter what nation or faith tradition we belong to. We are human beings. And I think this, recently I read an article, a statement, has been popularized in social media. The Canadians are born in every corner of the world.
Right. We're from all over the world.
I love that. It's a mayor who made that statement on a citizenship giving ceremony. Is that Canadians are born in every country.
Every country in the world. We're from all over the world. I agree.
So now, for some of them, it's taking time to come here. Some of them are already here, but we all are Canadians. So, I mean, now imagine we continue to be such kindful Canadians. And it will help us sustain a healthy, happy nation. And then this will be an impact on other countries too. But it's actually happening. Like this year, when I went to Malaysia to do a teaching tour for a month, I also met Malaysian education minister.
Wow.
And officially I introduced this program to the Malaysian government, and even making a logo like this, like Canada Mindful Kind Nation. Like we have Canadian flag here, but over there we put the Malaysian flag, and it's Malaysia, a mindful and kind nation. Actually, that education minister really loved the idea, because they also started a kindness week. And so when they heard about my program, especially some of the people who are working in that ministry, they thought this is such a great vision, and they wanted to try the same thing in that country. So, and then in India, there's a friend, he's a psychiatrist working for a medical college in Kerala state, and he is popularizing mindfulness meditation for health. And he's officially calling his state, called Kerala, a mindful and kind state. Isn't that great?
It's amazing. But you've got the support, by the way, of Jenny Kim. She's just amazing. She's been a sponsor of my businesses and the Magenta show and the 707 shows, and she's actually created a product for you as well. Because I think it's very nice to talk about it, but. You were saying that some of these clocks that you've created to remind you that Canada is a mindful and kind nation, this is going into schools.
Yeah. Well, the whole is a time.
Yeah.
Now is the time, not later.
That's why the product is a clock.
Now is the time to be mindful and kind.
Yes.
And then it's not just now, like 24 hours, around the clock, we need to be mindful and kind.
And starting it with children, planting that seed while they're in school is brilliant.
Well, it's like there's a school in Newmarket, and one teacher actually welcomed her students, decorating the entrance door to the classroom, saying, "Welcome to Mrs. Pereira's mindful and kind grade 1 class."
Oh, beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? So, all right. So where can they get this clock?
Well, they can visit our website, canadamindfulnation.ca.
Got it.
And then, of course, they can always contact Jenny, who is the creator of all these items. And so they can connect with Jenny and ask for information. And also they can purchase one during our symposium on September 28th.
Okay, so Michael's going to put those details on. It's happening actually here in Oakville because our studio is in Oakville.
Yeah.
And you've got a lovely venue this year, I believe.
Yeah.
You've organized that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
It has, it's very spacious.
Yeah.
Actually, it has been renovated. So our symposium will be the first event at that place.
Nice. And I had a look at the list of people you've got speaking this year. I know Wayne Mooland, of course. He's been a guest on the show, and he's a friend, so he's speaking. But then I also noticed you've got from the First Nations. You've got White Eagle, the
That's
storyteller.
right. Yeah.
And what you did, you put a little video on your timeline where he had this paddle.
Yeah.
And first of all, I saw this lovely Indian man and this long thing, and I thought, is that an instrument or music? So I was very curious. I played the video, and the next thing he says, I'm extending. It was so beautiful. Bhanta. I'm extending the paddle, and the paddle came up to invite you to the symposium. What a beautiful video and energy.
Well, it is. I see the great connection to that. It reminded me when I saw that one. Actually, that made me very happy. I didn't expect that, and that reminded me of the nursery rhyme. Row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So now, merrily, merrily. I must say mindfully, kindfully.
Kindfully. I think you actually make people at your symposium sing this song. So if you're going to the symposium, have your vocal cords tuned.
It is nice,
It is beautiful.
It's nice. So it's like we need to paddle our life gently, happily, merrily, kindly, and mindfully. Now imagine, because we need to be very kind to ourselves, like every day. Now I have to tell you something like this. Now I'm also doing this to promote mental health.
Oh yes.
And I have seen suffering of the people, like doing the counseling session, teaching meditation. Like how people come and talk to me, and I know how people feel their own emotional pains, because one thing that you have to understand, due to lack of mindfulness and kindness, people tend to do something negative unconsciously, okay? Or let's say unconsciously people hurt someone else. Do you think hurting someone else would... You may be happy at that moment. You may enjoy it. Like, because that's the typical thing in psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud says that. Like, it's a pleasure principle.
That's right.
You become happy by hurting someone. It's like how kids, they bully others, and they laugh, they are happy, right? But that is going to make you unhappy, miserable. Because at this moment you could be enjoying it, but later on
it will come back.
It will come back to you.
So big. Yeah.
It's going to make your life miserable. So when we continue doing something negative every day unconsciously, right?
Yeah.
Is going to make your life full of burden.
It is.
Right?
It absolutely. And
it is also like what we call the guilt.
Yeah, you do. And guilt eats you up for the rest of your life. You will feel
so
guilty.
So the mental health comes from there are two things, two steps. First, you have to stop what you're doing, like all the negative things. Because these are the negative actions that made your life full of burden.
Yeah.
It's heavy now. So when it becomes heavy, you sink.
That's right.
Sinking is what I call part of mental health issue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's that depression, isn't it? Yeah.
So now, if you really interested in mental health, your own mental health, first you need to stop doing what you're doing.
Because it's not going to make you happy down the line.
Right? And then you need to do something that could help you lift up.
Yeah.
It's like, let's say, when you throw a stone into the water, do you think the stone is going to be staying on the surface of the water?
No.
No, it's going to sink. So if you throw something negative, it's going to make you sink.
It's going to make you sink. Yeah, that's
Then
a nice analogy. Don't throw stones.
Well, by the way, all these are coming in my book, upcoming book. You know, I'm putting all this in a nice way.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been talking about it for 3 years. Bhanta, when's your book? Where's your book?
And then the real mental health comes from when you do something meaningful or kindful, and then that helps you lift up your spirit.
Yeah.
You feel good emotionally, psychologically.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a complete antidote to that depression and that feeling of I'm not worthy, or mental health. And I know in any country, even Canada, this is a subject that is beginning to be talked about more.
Yeah.
And it's been taken seriously more. It's not, because everybody talks about physical health and we have a health system to take care of that. But mental health is something that people don't really focus on.
People need to understand. People have to be mindful of this. You know, when you get sick, you go to doctor. Doctor prescribes you some medicine. You take it, and then, of course, physically you recover. But how about the mental?
The mind, yeah. I believe it's the mind that triggers the body.
So medication can heal your body.
Yeah.
But it is the meditation
that
can heal your mind.
Meditation heals the mind. Medicine heals the body. I love it. So I want to just have a look. Quintus, my darling nephew, just joined me from. He knows. He's also been aware of mental illness. Quintus, hello, my angel. I just want to give our audience a little, because we're going to bring the show to a close, but. I'm wondering, do you guys wonder what Bhanta and I talk about? Because, you know, once we talk about kindfulness and mindfulness, well, what actually do we talk about? And so we're gonna share a little conversation that we love to have whenever we meet for tea, and we have community chats, and that is, we speak about colors.
Yeah, that's right.
Colors have come into the conversation. Magenta, show hello.
Yeah.
And and Bhante very kindly has brought a little lesson on color for you today, and it's about the colors of the flag, the Buddhist flag, right?
Yeah. Well, I remember the first time I came to your studio. You talked about colors, and you see the colors in the background. And
this is the first time you came across it, right? Yeah.
So then it reminded me of, what is the significance of these colors?
Yeah.
Now, why Moira and others are talking about this? Then it reminded me of the Buddha's experience of enlightenment. Like when he was searching the way to truth, happiness, enlightenment, freedom from suffering. After 6 years of the search, then he discovered the path, and then he became enlightened. He became happy. And then when he was reflecting on his discovery, because it's very difficult to do that path, by the way. So then he said, the people with dusty eyes cannot see this path, cannot see this truth. Majority of the people are full of dust in their eyes. Right? Yeah. And then when he realized there are people actually who have less dust in their eyes.
I hope I have less dust in my eyes.
Right? So then, then he started this mission. When he was reflecting on this truth, this experience, enlightenment, it is said aura in different colors, in 6 colors, emanated from his body. And every color has a significance. And this is why when the global Buddhist leaders gathered in Myanmar to come up with a symbol, like I think every spiritual tradition, religious tradition has their own, like every country has a flag.
That's right, yes.
That's to show the victory, right?
Exactly.
So now, so they said, okay, how do we design this flag? And then they all came to an agreement. When Buddha became enlightened, became full of kindness, compassion, happiness, joy, peace, and freedom, then these colors emerged from his body.
Wow.
And then it shows that it's not only him. Every sentient being, every person has aura.
Everybody has an aura. You've heard it straight here from our urban Buddhist monk Bhanta Saranapala.
Everybody has that aura.
Yes, everybody.
But the
has
thing
it,
is, you need to be in touch with it.
Yes.
You need to bring it to the surface by doing the right action. Now imagine you become very mindful, kind, happy, compassionate, generous. People see.
They can see it. They can feel the colors. They can
Yeah.
feel the color and the energy of that color.
The color is the energy, actually.
It is, yeah.
So now the color I have chosen. Do you want me to?
Right,
reveal
let's
it?
go. Okay, so those of you who picked number 1, we're moving into that. If you pick number 1,
It's actually the orange, right?
it's a yellowy, yellowy,
Yellow orange.
Yellow.
It's both represents like orange light rays radiated from the Buddha's palms, heels, and lips. Palms,
From the palms,
heels, and lips.
and lips. My
Lips.
goodness, okay.
This displayed the power of wisdom and the majestic brilliance of Dharma's rich essential meaning.
Wow.
The power of wisdom, the truth.
So those of you who picked number 1, you've picked the wisdom this week. And it's about accessing your wisdom.
Yeah. So it's like that's why I love this. Yeah. I love this color because I always preferred this. And and of course maybe you can do more research into this. The color blue represents the whole cosmos with love, compassion, peace, and happiness. The color gold represents the middle way, which is the path to enlightenment and freedom from suffering. And they're free from the extremes of permanence and nihilism. Like how we sometimes follow an extreme. Extreme leads to problem.
Yeah, you need to middle. Yeah.
Right?
The middle path. That's the magenta path for me. Yeah, go down the middle.
Yeah, the red color represents the excellent realization from practice of virtuous merit.
Wow.
But culturally, maybe it has a different meaning. But this has a spiritual meaning.
Wow.
And the white color represents the nature of liberation,
which is why people have the white flag when they come to the end of a wall, right?
And purity.
Liberation and purity.
And purity.
Yeah.
So now, see, every color represents something.
Yeah.
Now, all these colors coming from where? Here, within, inside.
Yeah.
So when you continue practicing meditation, when you continue becoming a person of morality,
Yes.
good behavior. And when you continue being mindful, generous, kind, and all this will reflect, it
Yep.
will come out. And you can have an impact on the people.
Yeah.
So
Just even by being who you are, because that energy is that auric field that's around you. You walk that around,
yeah,
and you walk into spaces. You create a presence, and people automatically would then, if their vibration's low and yours is high, you pick them up.
exactly.
They can't help for that. It's
I
automatic. It's natural.
I think that is why people look for motivation, right?
Yes.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
That's why people look for some great minds.
Yeah.
Like, who are doing the great things. Now, why people are always talking about Nelson Mandela?
Yeah.
Why people are talking about Mother Teresa? Why people are still talking about Buddha or Krishna or and all these people, great minds in the history? Because they brought such a huge positive change in the world
by emanating that inner kindfulness.
and it is interesting, like how we see of course Buddha's life story is also very fascinating. He did not go after people. He did not push anyone to follow him. He did not force anyone. He just returned to the society as a changed person,
Yes.
full of all these positive energies. When he walked on the street,
Yeah.
people started looking at him.
Yeah.
Hey,
something
look
different.
at that. He's wow.
Yeah.
His personality.
Yeah.
He's pleasant to look at. He's radiant.
Yes.
And who is he?
Yes.
What is he? Where is he coming from? Like, how we get curious. And then what path do you follow? Who is your teacher? Who is it?
You're looking for someone to give that to you. Yeah.
And then he would say, this is who I am. I'm awakened. I'm not this or that. I'm not this or that. I am awakened. I'm awake.
Yeah.
Awake. Actually, Buddha is not a name. It's not a particular name. Buddha means awakened. Enlightened. So that means everyone has that power of kindness, compassion, wisdom, truth.
Wisdom for those who pick number one.
Right?
I like that this sits on Buddha's lips, that was the color, because if you can speak your wisdom, but I liked it on the heels to walk your wisdom.
Yeah.
I like that analogy.
Yeah. So we all have this, and then that's why forget about our labels. And of course, sometimes people might think, oh, he's a Buddhist monk, and maybe he's trying to preach or do. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
This is
universal teachings.
Yeah. And so it's like how, let's say, when there's a police officer, right? We identify police officer with the police uniform on.
And you certainly deal with a lot of police officers. You teach them meditation.
Yeah. Oh,
You're well known for that.
Oh yeah, I started teaching meditation to them. That became a global hit. Yeah. So then their job is to maintain safety of the public, to help people, to create the safer community, right? So in the same way, let's say police officer, he's not saying, I am this, I am that. He said, I'm just a police officer. I'm just here to help you to maintain the safety. Yeah. So in the same, I'm a Buddhist monk. I'm urban Buddhist monk, but my presence in the community, in the nation, is to help people.
Yes.
This is what I'm doing, and I have been doing this for a long time. I have built 6-7 generations of people, the kids, kind, mindful, good,
And you're going to build many more.
Many more.
And nobody can say no to Bhante.
Yeah. And then there are a lot of people who come to my Wednesday meditation sessions.
Yes.
To tell you the truth, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I never bother to ask them their background, what they do, where they come from, unless they come and talk to me.
Unless they introduce themselves,
Yeah.
But they're there because they feel a calling to be there.
Exactly.
And they know this is going to help them be a master of their mind.
Yeah.
Because that's what I love about meditation. And I know a lot of people go to your temple on Wednesdays. And I know some of them who go. And when I've spoken to them and said, what happens at Bhante's Wednesday meditations?
Yeah.
And really, the feedback is that they go because they love your energy.
Yeah.
And they like time out from their lives to just focus on their mental health, because that's what they go for, to get that peace and mental clarity. Yeah. So, Bhante, I've got to carry on. We've got to Bhante has another event to go to, so we're going to bring our show to a close. For those of you who've picked number 2, Bhante, this is Jenny Kim's number. And she picked the C4 bottle, and you can see that it's turquoise and green. And this is a message for Jenny. She's actually Jenny, pop around here. Come and say hello, my darling. Come and put your face. Just look at this beautiful woman. Both. Here we go. Here's Jenny. Have you got her on screen, Michael? So I'll just give you a little hug here. So Jenny and I both won the Susan B. Anthony Leadership Award recently, which was given to us at the iLead Summit. So congratulations, Angel.
Yeah, congratulations to you too.
Well, I have to tell, these are two great women. They are doing a lot of great work. And actually, I was very happy. I personally thank what's his name?
James
McNeil. James McNeil for honoring women.
Yes, that was a very unexpected thing.
Yeah.
In any community, in any nation, if women are respected, honored, there will be peace.
You heard it here straight from Bhante. You agree?
No, you need to, because they are the people of kindness.
Yes.
They are the creators of this Kindful.
And do you know the bottle she chose, Bhante?
Yeah.
This is the heart chakra.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the heart
chakra.
And it talks. This is the one that when people pick this, I know that they're kind.
Yes.
I know that they're generous, and I know that they create a space for everybody else in that field of energy. So what you've done here, for those of you who've picked bottle number 2 alongside Jenny's pick of the week, is this is a week to just continue being that kindful person that you are, working from your heart. And I know Jenny, with her business, her whole motivation behind her business is to first be kind and then be business. She really is that energy. So if you're struggling with an intention of your business or what you're actively doing in your commerce life in this coming week, if you come from the heart like Jenny does, you're going to find that all the doors will open up for you. First, get your heart in the right place. Do it kindly, and magic and money and everything you need, prosperity, abundance, it'll all flow to you. And you're a testament to that, because I've watched you. I've watched you do this. You're very kind.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
And I have to thank the president and the family, and you, of course, that helping us today. And I have to thank him for giving, create a Canada in mindful and kind nation. Give me opportunity to work hard. And I believe that in order for every family, in order to go practice spiritual mindfulness, we have to have financial security and job security. So that is the whole purpose that I create up the club.
You created
to open the market.
That.
Yeah. To open the market, to open create job. And I'm sure the next generation will need that. Everyone need financial security, and
we need jobs.
Jobs.
You're quite right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Isn't she gorgeous?
Yeah.
She wears her branding. She really is a good representative for you. Right. So for those of you who've picked number 3, you have got my pick of the week, and I couldn't resist this bottle today. It's pale gold and pale turquoise, and this one is called Faith.
Yeah.
And as we start season 8 here, and we're evolving, certainly my business is evolving the way I'm working. I'm doing more public speaking, as you've recently seen. And I'm having to have faith that the changes that are coming into my business are leading me to something great. But faith is also, again, that reminder to look at the heart, to look at the wisdom, and to go within, because it's from within that the energy from without becomes that presence.
Yeah.
So for those of you who picked number 3, my darlings, this week, keep the faith no matter what. So if you've started with something and you feel like it's not quite working out, or the people aren't turning up that you need, or the sales aren't being made, just keep faith and listen and look at this entire set here. Stay focused in your heart, be kind, and keep your wisdom shining, and remember to speak it and be it.
Yeah.
That's a nice little lesson for the week.
Yeah, so thank you, Moira, for having me at your studio. Thank you so much for this great work that you're doing. And thank you for your kindness and generosity. And I will see you on September 28th.
Yep,
and I
we'll
would like
be
to
there.
invite all of you to our 3rd annual Kindful Canada Symposium on September 28th, right here in Oakville. Actually, it's a beautiful place, and great minds coming to speak, and this wonderful, I think they are going to inspire the audience.
Yeah, no, you do have, Bhanta really does feature the most incredible speakers, and they cover the mind, body, soul, spirit. They cover everything. He doesn't just speak about mental health, he speaks about spiritual health. He really does have the holistic panel that you get to speak at your events. And then when you do your meditation, that's the highlight for me, because you want to experience where Bhanta can hold a whole room full of attendees with meditation. It's really quite beautiful. So Bhante, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
And I really appreciate you, and I want to just honor you.
Yeah, thank you.
With a moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody out there who's been watching us, I love each one of you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. And we are mindful that you've taken time to watch and share the show and let others know about Bhante's movement. We appreciate you, and thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.